This isn't just any private jet, it's a personal statement. In a world of converted airliners and cushy business jets, there's a whole different class of aircraft, the personal jet. And this is the Viperjet. Today, we're not just looking at a machine, we're exploring what it means to have the ultimate joyride, where raw performance, bespoke luxury, and the freedom to fly it yourself combine to create something totally unique in the sky. The statement piece. Exterior walk-around. Just looking at the Viperjet on the tarmac, you can tell its DNA is pure performance. The design is a masterclass in aerodynamics with a sleek profile that screams speed even when it's standing still. The wings are aggressively swept back, a feature you usually see on military fighters, which helps it cut through the air for blistering acceleration and razor-sharp maneuvering. It stands just over 10 feet tall, is about 25.5 feet long, and has a wingspan of nearly 28 feet. It's a low-wing monoplane, but that's where anything conventional ends. The entire airframe is made from advanced composite materials, specifically oven-cured, vacuumed carbon fiber. This makes it incredibly lightweight, but also immensely strong. Because it's composite, you don't see the usual lines of panels and rivets you'd find on a metal plane. Instead, the surface is impossibly smooth, a dead giveaway of its modern construction. The command center, cockpit and cabin tour, climbing into the Viperjet and closing the huge single-piece bubble canopy feels less like boarding a plane and more like strapping into a fighter. Instead of the side-by-side seating of a typical GA aircraft or the roomy cabin of a bespoke, you get two seats arranged one behind the other. This immediately sets the tone. It's intimate, focused, and all about performance. The front seat is the pilot's domain. The rear seat, while comfortable, offers a passenger experience similar to a military trainer. But don't mistake this for a bare-bones machine inside. Owners can customize the interior to an incredible degree, with panels accented with materials like Brazilian burl wood and seats covered in fine Italian leather. It's a fascinating mix of raw power and refined comfort. Now, for a critical point, unlike most jets that fly this high and fast, the Viperjet Mk2's cabin is not pressurized. This was a design choice to keep it lighter and simpler, but it means that for high-altitude flight, the pilot and passenger are relying on oxygen systems. It's one of the key trade-offs that makes this jet such a raw, unfiltered experience. Unleashing the beast, the flight experience. This is where the Viperjet separates itself from almost everything else in civilian aviation. The engine startup is an event. The heart of the Viperjet MKII is a General Electric J85 turbojet engine, or its civilian version, the CJ610. This is the same legendary engine family that powered classic Learjets and military trainers, known for being powerful, loud, and incredibly responsive. Lining up on the runway and pushing the throttle forward, the acceleration is instant and just relentless. The J85 engine kicks out 2,850 pounds of thrust in an airframe with an empty weight of just 3,200 pounds. The result is a takeoff roll of around 1,200 feet and a climb rate that is simply staggering, capable of exceeding 10,000 feet per minute. To put that in perspective, while a high-performance piston plane might take several minutes to climb from 10,000 to 15,000 feet, the Viperjet can do it in about 30 seconds. Once you level off, the speed builds just as fast. The jet is capable of reaching a service ceiling of 35,000 feet, though most pilots fly below 28,000 feet, to operate outside of RVSM airspace. At these altitudes, the Viperjet cruises comfortably at over 400 miles per hour, with some variants reportedly able to push past 500 miles per hour. The flight controls are crisp, giving you that connected fighter pilot feel. It's a fully aerobatic machine, able to execute graceful rolls and steep turns with an authority most private aircraft can only dream of. The price of passion, ownership, and cost analysis. So, What does it actually take to put a Viperjet in your hangar? Well, you don't just buy one off a production line. This is, at its heart, a home-built kit aircraft. It's a project, a massive commitment of time, money, and passion. Back in 2006, the base kit for an Mk2 cost around $182,000. But that was just the ticket to entry. An owner still needed to find an engine which could run another $100,000 or more, plus avionics, easily adding another $70,000. All in, a builder could expect to spend over $500,000 just on parts. And that's before factoring in the labor. Completing a Viperjet from a kit requires an estimated 3,000 to 3,500 hours of work. For those wanting to speed things up, builder assistance programs were available, but it was still a monumental undertaking. The operational costs are just as striking. With a fuel burn that can approach $800 per hour, it's not a cheap machine to fly. Plus, because of its high performance, the FAA requires a specific type rating, which must be renewed annually, another layer of commitment. The Viperjet community is one of the most dedicated in aviation. What do you think of this incredible machine? Is the intense build process part of the appeal, or is it all about that mind-blowing performance? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're fascinated by one-of-a-kind aircraft like this, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive. So after looking at the breathtaking design, the fighter-style cockpit, the staggering performance, and the sheer grit required for ownership, where do we land? Is the Viperjet truly the ultimate personal jet experience? The answer is a resounding yes, but for a very specific person. It's not ultimate in the way a Gulfstream is with a walk-in cabin and intercontinental range. Its luxury isn't about passive comfort, it's about active, hands-on engagement. The Viperjet offers the ultimate experience for the pilot. It's for the person who doesn't just want to be flown, but who wants to fly in the purest sense of the word. The Viperjet is a paradox, a machine that is both incredibly demanding and incredibly rewarding. It delivers a visceral, adrenaline-fueled experience that bridges the gap between civilian flight and the world of high-performance military jets. It's not about getting from A to B. It's about the heart-pounding, unforgettable journey in between. For the select few willing to take on the challenge, the Viperjet isn't just an aircraft, it's the pinnacle of a lifelong passion for flight.